watching SUNKISSEDSISSYSESH. I have my beautiful interviewee here. Her name is SUNKISSEDMAMA. What is your real name, SUNKISSEDMAMA?
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure being on your show. My real name is Talia.
And I hear there that you have over 7 million views on your YouTube. Is this correct?
Yeah, 7 million. I know it's so crazy, but it's honestly a dream come true.
Well, I was wondering, when did you start your YouTube channel?
I started when my daughter was about 1 month old. I just wanted to capture her life and capture her. So yeah, when she was 1 month old, she is now 21 months. So I started about 20 months ago.
Well, I'm just so blessed and so excited to be here with you today. I mean, I have SUNKISSEDMAMA here. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much for coming to my show. Now, one of the most highly requested things that we do on this show is the controversial tag. Now, I'm sure all of my viewers at home know exactly what I'm talking about. I have a huge range of questions, over 150 questions to choose from, and today I'm going to do about 13 of those. Without further ado, let's get right into it with our first question of the day. Now, YouTubers, they really put themselves out there. They have a lot going on, they have a lot of pressure and comments and different things that are happening to them throughout the day, and you know, they're really required to do a lot, and so I thought it would be perfect to do a controversial tag with SUNKISSEDMAMA, because these are things that we want to know about, right? I want to ask you now, what are your thoughts on abortion?
That's a very good question. I would say I am more pro-choice. I definitely would never say abortion is for me. Every baby, it deserves to have a chance at life. I would say I'm pro-choice because there are some instances where a mother may not feel that she is capable of having a child. I believe that every woman deserves to make their own choices in life, and it's your body. But of course, abortion would never be for me, and you know, I hope that it wouldn't be for you either.
Wow, what a response from SUNKISSEDMAMA. I would really just have to totally agree with you on that, and I think that that's a really good way to look at it. I mean, you wouldn't want to be forced to do anything you don't want to do. And by the way, I really like your hair buns today.
Oh, thank you. I really was going for like that Minnie Mouse look, or maybe we got some Miley Cyrus up in here.
Okay, well, we're moving on now to question number 2. I was wondering how you felt about like TV and movies and video games that are pretty violent. Do you think that affects a child and the way that they treat others? Does it make them violent too?
This is probably something that I deal with on a normal day-to-day basis. My daughter loves watching YouTube, and I love watching YouTube, so I understand why. But there are some pretty violent toy channels that are put out there for young viewers like my 1-year-old. I totally think it has an impact on them, and I believe that all behavior is learned. So if they're learning and watching and observing people that they look up to, like Spider-Man and Elsa, and they're behaving violently, it definitely has an impact on the child negatively. They are picking up all the behaviors. I do not agree with my daughter to be watching these kinds of things. When I see her watching them, I instantly turn them off, because I know that she is learning and picking up on these behaviors whether she likes it or not.
I really like how you put that, like, behaviors learned. I mean, where did you get that from?
For example, you and I, like everything that we do in our life, I feel like we've seen it somewhere or we learned it from someone else. All behaviors are learned, whether it's to walk or to eat. It's all learned, and it makes us who we are. I just feel that from what I experience in my life and watching how she is growing and how she is learning as a 1-year-old, as a toddler, I really feel she's picking up on everything. So I would say just from experiences.
You know, your daughter is quite wonderful. I've seen her on a few of your YouTubes. I was actually checking you out prior to this interview today, and I mean, how is Ayla doing overall?
She is doing so fantastic. She is excelling in all standards that I could possibly have in a daughter. The most amazing, intelligent little girl I've ever met. I really think that she is excelling well, and she's just so smart, and she teaches me so much as a mother. I couldn't have had a better daughter.
You're very lucky, Sunkiss Mama. Now I'm going to move on to the next question now. It's a little controversial. Since we're talking about Ayla, I mean, what are your thoughts on spanking? What do you feel like is appropriate and not? I mean, I'm sure you get this question a lot.
That is a very good question, and I am a strong, firm believer on not spanking. I truly hope that nobody ever spanks my child. I don't believe in it, and it is because there are so many ways you can discipline a child, whereas spanking is not necessarily effective. I feel as when you spank your child, you are teaching them more to be scared of you. So they're not really even understanding what they did wrong. I've been doing some research on it, and new studies are showing that spanking actually isn't effective at all, and it's actually a temporary fix, kind of like a band-aid. I would rather teach my daughter a replacement behavior or how to respond rather than hitting her and making her be scared of me. I want that relationship and that closeness. I just feel that there are far more effective ways to disciplining her rather than spanking her.
Excellent response there. I really like what you said about spanking, but I have another question for you now that all of the viewers are dying to know about, and this is something that comes up in politics and just general conversation, maybe even a fun Thanksgiving dinner where the debate gets heated and everybody's throwing turkey. My question is, do you think that people who are murderers or have very violent, brutal crimes should be executed?
Wow, that is a very interesting topic, and I would say one that I don't really know about. I guess it would have to determine on what they did wrong. I do believe there are some instances on people that do not deserve to be a part of this functioning society. I wouldn't necessarily think ending their life, because everyone does make mistakes, or we have illnesses. You never know given the circumstances. There's always two sides to every story. There is some crazy sick people out here in this world, and I do believe that there is a place for them to go away and never enter our society again. But I don't know if I would agree about killing them. That's a little harsh for me.
That's a great response, and I think that it just goes to show what type of person you are. You have a really compassionate heart. Now, this next question has to do with parenting again, and I really just want to know how you feel about the cried out method. I think that there's so many right and wrong answers, and I don't think that anything that you would say would be wrong, but what are your thoughts on the cried out method?
You know, that's a really good question. If you would have asked me when I first became a mother, I would have told you no way in heck would I do the cried out method. This was my little baby, the most innocent, adorable, loving little girl, and I felt as if she never needed to experience pain, and she never needed to experience anything detrimental in her life. I mean, I cried when she got her first shot. It was so sad for me. So I would have said no way in heck. I don't care what I needed to do to put this little girl to sleep in peace. Me today, as a mother of now 2, I have 1 in the oven, I would say that I definitely believe in the cried out method, and it's not necessarily the cried out method to me anymore. It is more of the teaching them to be okay on their own, teaching them to soothe themselves, and they're very capable of it, and it actually makes you a stronger person, I believe. And I feel like that you need to learn how to soothe yourself as their mother. That is our responsibility, to teach them. Of course it's going to be scary in the beginning for them, but they eventually learn that they're just going to sleep, and as soon as they wake up, you'll be right there for them, and it's teaching them to self-soothe and be okay with themselves. I practiced the cried out method when my daughter was about 9 months old, so she was well aware and old enough that she's in her room in a safe environment.
That's a great response, Sunkiss Mama. I think it's a really nice way that you put it about after the age where they're starting to understand things a little bit better. I like how you put that. Thanks. By the way, congratulations on your pregnancy. I actually didn't know you were pregnant.
Thank you so much. I'm still kind of at that stage where I don't have this big old belly in front of me. Yeah, we're so excited, and Ayla is so excited. We're due in August, so very soon.
That's quite exciting. Actually, when you came into the studio today, I thought you gained a few pounds, but I didn't want to say anything, and now I feel much better. This next question is actually a little bit of a funny question, and I usually ask all the people that I interview this question. I'm actually very interested to see what you have to say. The question for you is a hot dog a sandwich?
I've never been stumped at an interview before. I would have to say, you know, I've never really thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, I believe it is. It's bread, and then there's meat in the middle, and then you put your sauces and your vegetables of like relish or onions. So yeah, I would have to say a hot dog is a sandwich.
And actually, I'm not sure if my producers can do this, but if you could put a poll of all the other interviewers that I had here, it will show you who thought it was a sandwich and who thought it wasn't. Can you do that for me, Larry? The next question I have for you is, I want to know your thoughts about how you feel about long-distance relationships.
I would say I couldn't really answer that to my full ability. I've never been in a long distance relationship that was anything serious. I do know that in my relationship that I have with my boyfriend, he is my world, and I couldn't imagine him being away from me like longer than a day. And I know that's like a little on the dramatic side. So if he had to be away from me for months or a year, I don't know how well I would take that. I would definitely make it work. I would never want anything to happen to us in our relationship. If we had to, given life circumstances, because life is ever so changing, then I would definitely know we could make it work. But I give props for you people out there that have to do long distance relationships. It's quite hard, I would think.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, it's quite interesting to see other people's perspective about relationships in general. This has something to do with relationships and children, so I thought this would flow really nicely into our interview. How do you feel about having more than 15 children? Well, that wasn't the reaction I was quite expecting.
I feel as if children, they need a lot of your time and attention. They need a lot of that one-on-one time. There is no way possible that one mother could really get that one-on-one attention with 15 children. So it would be awesome. I would have a huge family, but that is definitely not for me. I love the one-on-one that I'm going to have with my children. And I feel as if I had 15, that would really take it away from me.
Thank you for your response. I was actually wondering for this next question, kind of what your thoughts on what makes a person truly evil. Do you think they're born that way, or did their environment make them that way? I mean, I want to know what you think about evil people.
It takes a lot for someone to be evil, but I really feel like evil people exist, as I know some pretty evil people in my life. I feel like it is their environment that made them evil. I would have to say this because I really do believe that all behavior is learned. I also believe there's no such thing as a bad child. There's only such things as bad parents or bad caretakers. I would say that I have an innocent, beautiful baby. And she is so pure and so innocent that there is no possible way that any baby is born evil. It is just not in their DNA to be mean. And I feel like people that I know that are not nice people, they weren't like that when they were born. It was definitely their environment and how they were brought up, how they were treated, plays such a big role in this question. And my heart just goes out to them. If you have nothing but hatred in your heart, I am so sorry, because once upon a time you were a nice little person.
I think that really tugs on the strings of my heart, because I just see children and they're so innocent and they're so beautiful, and I just can't imagine them growing up to be murderers or psychopaths or anything like that. Okay, so there's 2 more questions before the interview is completed. This next question is about beauty, and I thought it would be perfect for your channel because it's something that you do. You do a few makeup videos, and you have lifestyle vlogs and fun videos too. So this question for you: why do you think society places such a high value on beauty when it has no functional purpose?
I love beauty and I love getting dressed up. It's really unnecessary if you think about and you go down to the fundamentals of it. And I feel like society really does place a big role on that for us. I guess it's how you take it though as a person. If you're constantly trying to keep up with society. I do makeup because I find it fun. I love getting dressed up. From a young age I would love to dress up. So I feel like it's how you take it. Beauty is an form of art and it's a way to express myself. I love getting ideas from society and getting inspired by people with true talent.
I like that answer a lot. I mean, it is such a creative expression, and that's how I see it too. So I totally agree with you, Talia. I'm so sad to have this interview end. I mean, I've only had about 30 minutes with SUNKISSEDMAMA, and it's been such a great time. I would love to ask you a final controversial question. Now, this question has to do with your relationship, so I hope you're comfortable. Controversially speaking, what do you and your boyfriend disagree on? And it may be some specific parenting things, or just overall general information, or morals and values. Is there something that you don't agree on?
My boyfriend and I agree on a lot of similar things. We have a lot of the same beliefs and values, and I feel like that's what makes us such good companions and my true soulmate. It takes a lot for us not to agree on something, as when we don't agree, we talk about it, and usually one agrees with the other because of their valid points. Something we don't agree on right now in our life today, which is quite funny, we're getting a bigger car for our family. As our family is growing, we're saying goodbye to our little Honda, and we're gonna get a van so that we can fit the 2 car seats and like a bigger stroller. And he wants to get a brand spanking new van. By all means, I would love a brand spanking new car. I mean, who wouldn't? But just that thought in my mind that when you drive it off the lot, it goes down about $5,000, to me is a little silly. Whereas I want to get like a 1 or 2 year old van and, you know, let it have a couple miles on it, as a van is just not my dream car. And so I would rather buy, you know, maybe our next car after the van, our dream car, and have it brand new. Whereas right now we just need something that's safe and reliable to hold our beautiful little blessings. So that's actually, you know, something funny that we've been not really on the same page about, and it's kind of a big purchase. You know, you both need to be on the same page about it. So I know we'll find a happy medium about it.
Now, everyone that watches my show, you know, this is Dr. Controversial. I feel so honored because SUNKISSEDMAMA actually chose me to be part of a SUNKISSEDSISSYSESH. So that's actually what this interview is going to be placed on. It's not going to be placed on the Dr. Controversial YouTube. It's going to be placed on SUNKISSEDSKINS.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I truly enjoyed answering your questions. And it was really fun to think outside of my comfort zone on certain questions that you had for me that I don't really think about every day, but I love to just get my brain going and share my opinions. There is no right or wrong answer. I hope to come back on Dr. Controversial. I really appreciate you coming onto my channel.
Again, I just want to say thank you for everyone who's watching today. It means a lot to be a part of SUNKISSEDMAMA's channel and a part of the Sissy Sesh. I know that her partner and her sister Natasha couldn't make it today, and so I just want to wish you well. I hope you're feeling better, honey. And thank you so much for coming today. It's been such a joyful ride. I really appreciate you sharing all of your thoughts with me. Dr. Controversial has some quite interesting questions, and you know, it's been really fun.
Thank you so much for being on my channel, and we hope to see you guys all later. We'll talk to you soon. Bye!
I think I coughed and I sneezed and I tried to say something at the same time.
Hello? Hello? Is this thing even on?
I want to try that thing that you and your sister do, like this and like this. I'm not really good at it.
No, you just don't have it. Do you like to eat fruit snacks? Did you just wake up from a nap, Ayla Coro Kalia? Where did you get all your cute looks from? She said, Mom, where did you get your handsome looks from?
Dad. She said, Dad.
And where did you get your cute style from? Mom, it is. Woo! What is your favorite thing to do? Dad. What is your favorite color?
Mom.
Mom. Mom's a nice color. What's your favorite animal?